Perhaps the best way to get to the distinction between primary groups, characteristic of traditional society, and secondary groups or bureaucracy, characteristic of modern society, is to take a look at a few images painted by the 20th century American artist George Tooker. George Tooker is famous for his characterizations of cold, heartless, bureaucratic, rational modernity. This image of government bureau shows the cold, hostile, distrustful processing of people in bureaucratic situations. Humanity stripped down to a kind of cold instrumentalism, lack of care of the person, again, suspicion, hostility. Tooker often paints images of people separated by barriers. Long before cubicles appeared in offices, here Tooker shows modern people with others desperately separated by these strange barriers. Lonely, horribly lonely, seeking contact, unable to find it because modernity sets up rational, straight lines separating us from each other. Even in crowds, as this image of the lunchroom indicates, we're lonely. The man turning away from others so that he can get a little bit of an enclave of privacy, and everyone's eyes cast downward for fear of rejection, for fear of a hostile encounter, lonely, wanting other people, but being afraid to seek other people in the midst of cold modernity. The subway. I actually was at this subway station in New York, and it looks remarkably straight lines everywhere, an almost jail-like appearance. Small cubicles where people can hide out. This image of suspicion, paranoia, fear, frightening, a sense of being entrapped in a space underground, surrounded by people you don't know, who are frightened, maybe even hostile. The coldness of modernity. Here's another image called Waiting Room. This is almost like an image of the limbo, that undead quality, the zombie-like existence that moderns must undertake. These people are waiting literally for death, and are whatever life was in them has ceased to burn some time ago. So again, these are the kind of images Tooker's famous for. Cold, heartless, bureaucratic life, devoid of human warmth and contact. But Tooker did paint an entire life's work of images like this one. Lovers, embracing, primary group ties, intimacy of human contact, the kind of non-linear bonding of people in lovers' embraces. Almost like human beings are still animals, part of the earth, and our connection to each other is as natural as the connection to the planet. Again, the lover's embrace almost being like the embrace of nature itself. And entire groups and societies like this image can be based on a tie to each other that's fundamental. So Tooker, more than any other artist, the distinction between rational modernity and the primary group ties of traditional society. The primary group is the safe base from which moderns can face the cold, bureaucratic world of secondary ties.